Welcome to Channel 18's Community Journal, and our guest this morning is Barbara Ann Foley. And Barbara Ann has a lot of little things that she wants to alert you to, and I think I'm going to concentrate on two. One is what's up, and another one is asleep. And one's June 13th and one is June 20th. But we'll let Barbara Ann get going before we talk about those.
Thank you, Paul. So a couple of things. We had a very successful first time ever women's breakfast last month, and I wanted to alert everyone because it's in the calendar box, but it's not in the main body of the newsletter, that the next one is on June 16th. And what we're asking people to do, it's a free breakfast, and we are going to have one speaker at each breakfast, just like the men do. And the first speaker for this one on June 16th is going to be from Flower Angels. Now, if you don't know anything about them, basically in a nutshell, they get flowers donated from various locations, take them all apart, make beautiful little arrangements, and they bring them to people in nursing homes and hospitals to brighten up their day. So what we're asking is, if you're able to, when you come on June 16th at 9 o'clock, if you could bring a container, a teacup, a vase, something that you can put flowers in, we will get a big box and donate that to them as they leave to be able to make more flowers for other people. So that's June 16th at 9. And as Paul said, the what's up, the UP stands for Understanding Predicaments. And we have a wonderful PhD, Donna Bender, who is going to, Dr. Donna Bender. She's a retired professor of educational psychology. And she is going to be talking about understanding different kinds of predicaments that as people get older, they get into. This is not a therapy group or a support group. We just want to make that clear. But the little blurb that we have is it's going to be a group of people who come together to explore and discuss issues of individual concern. And it may be worry about things as you age. It may be being among people with similar aspirations that you have. But with spring and now headed in towards summer, it's a time of new growth, and we thought that we would have new growth in the center as well. So she will be here on June 19th and June 26th and July 10th, 3 sessions. It's free from 10:15 to 11:15. We don't want to have to cancel this, but we've only got 2 signed up right now. So if you could take a look in your newsletter and see what the little blurb says, and if it sounds like it's something that interests you, we would love to have you come and give us a call and make a reservation. The other couple of things that I want to mention to people are we do have some other programs that are coming up. One of them is, I'm not sure if all of you out there know about a program at an adult day center. We have 2 kinds of adult day center in our senior world, I guess I'll put it that way. This is not child, it's adult day center. One is what they call a social model, and it's just what it says. There isn't any medication dispensed, there's no physical therapy, there's no shots, etc. It's just a number of seniors that are getting together that might have dementia, might have Parkinson's, might have a medical ailment that brought them together. And we have that in Orleans that Harwich is a part of. They have a regional, it's called a regional adult social day model program. And it's Harwich, Chatham, Brewster, and Orleans. It's located in Orleans. And it's a safe program with people who have cognitive disabilities that they can go to socialize. They do serve a meal there. And basically, sort of in a nutshell, what it is for is to give respite for caregivers. So if I were taking care of my mother, for example, and she had some kind of cognitive disability, we would have her go there. We would bring her from Harwich. She would have lunch. She'd be there about 6 hours, 7 hours. That might allow me to get some grocery shopping done, or as crazy as it sounds, get my hair done. You know, things that you don't get to do when you're a caregiver. And then I would go and pick her back up. They do also have the DART bus, which is dial-a-ride transportation. They can take you there as well. And their program, just to remind folks, is Monday through Thursday, and it goes from 9:30 to 3. Again, that is in the newsletter, so you don't have to take this down. But I'm trying to remind people of some of the things that they might have forgotten about because that center's been, in town for a while. The other center is right here in Harwich, and it is a medical model. So it's kind of like what you step up to, and I say up on purpose because it's not down to. But let's say that you have dementia and you are now in need of help going into the men's room, or your need of help getting food to your mouth because your hand shakes, something that you need more medical hands-on help with, or you need medication dispensed to you. Then you would step up to the medical model, which is in Harwich, and it's run by the VNA, and it's right near the East Harwich Fire Station. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give us a call in the Outreach Department at 430-7551, or in the newsletter, the Day Center in Orleans has their direct number, and you can give them a call as well. We had something in the newsletter that I entitled, What's a Moon? It's Not What You Think. It is MOON, but the MOON stands for Medicare Outpatient Observation Notice. And basically, what they're trying to remind people of is that there is a inpatient requirement of a 3-day stay at the hospital in order for your rehab, if you go off to a nursing home or a rehab center, to be paid for. A lot of people think if I just go to the hospital, they keep me overnight and I leave the next morning, I can go to Liberty Commons or Pleasant Bay or one of those facilities. And the answer is you can, but it's going to be 100% private pay on your part.
Oh, wow.
And so we wanted to remind people that it's a really, really important thing to read those requirements. And it's right below the Day Center article. And it's entitled, What is a Moon? It's Not What You Think. If you haven't yet had your home safety assessment done, I would urge you to give us a call. In, again, very short words, what it means is we come out, the fire department and myself, Lieutenant Leanne Smith, and she and I go together. She will do the part of the smoke detectors and the carbon monoxide detectors for safety of those, and the alarm part of it, to make sure that they are in compliance. They only last for 10 years, and some of them in the older models were not even quite that long. And then I do the safety check to make sure the bathrooms are safe and there's not scatter rugs all over that you could slip and fall on. And we have a checklist actually from the state. We've been given this grant for a couple of years now, and we come through, it's a free service, and we come through your home and help you to make sure that the home is safe. We are going to be doing that again on June 19th. So if you would like to have that done, it takes about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. You just need to make an appointment. And again, it's June 19th that we will be going out starting at 9 o'clock again. And if you haven't had that done, I would definitely urge you to join us and call for an appointment. So we have a lot of Kennedy fans here on the Cape, as you can imagine. And as Paul alluded to, on Tuesday, June 13th, next week, we are going to be having a Remembering RFK. It's going to be a film that our very own Rick Anderson, I call him our historian because he's unbelievable trivia, wealth of knowledge on history stuff. And he's going to have a discussion and a film on the life and times of Robert F. Kennedy. And it'll be in the discussion, they'll talk about personal memories that Rick has. He is our volunteer coordinator and our outreach assistant, and he's going to lead that discussion. And there will be a short film earlier. We would like to have people let us know that they're coming just because we're trying to get kind of a head count. We only have a couple signed up right now. So it's on June 13th. It's in room 5, and it's at 1 o'clock. And again, it is, of course, free. Another new to us, I should say, service that we're going to try and offer, it's a little outside the box, I will give you a heads up, is we're going to have a hypnotist. Yep. A hypnotist. She's not going to be the kind that people think of immediately of the pocket watch, going side to side. She's a wonderful woman who is going to come on June 20th and June 29th. And the fee for that, you have to come to both sessions, it's a double session, is $30 total. So it's not bad. It's only $15 per session. She'll be here from 12:30 to 2. And it's going to be on sleep. Now, I'm looking out there and asking you, is there anybody that you know that doesn't get enough sleep? Certainly, I am one of them. Um, I have a medical condition that unfortunately back in 2013, when I got this disease, I sleep only like 3 to 4 hours a night.
Oh, wow.
And we're working on that right now with a sleep study up in Boston. But I asked her to come, not for me about that topic, but she said, believe it or not, there's 3 or 4 topics, and that's one of the most popular. So she is a certified hypnotist. Her name is Erica Slater, and she will dispel any myths or misconceptions that you might have about the benefits of hypnotherapy, and at the same time help you to achieve a more relaxed state of mind through using hypnotism. And what I said to her is, people don't want to spend $150, $200 or more on hoping that that's going to work. So she said, no, absolutely not. I agree with you. But she said most people are willing to spend $30 to realize that they can actually be hypnotized and get you into a state that your body can get relaxed enough to be able to change and to sleep. And what I didn't realize that I thought was interesting that she was talking about, Paul, is she said that one of the things that people don't know is the subconscious can be changed by hypnotherapy. And what I mean by that is if you've gotten into a rut, let's say when you go to sleep, you're a 50-something-year-old and you've always taken your iPad or Kindle or laptop or cell phone, iPhone, to bed with you, and you start doing some work, and maybe you're looking up at a TV program or you're watching NCIS, I don't know, and then you put it all away and you go to bed, and you find that you've gotten in this pattern that you don't sleep very well. Well, it could indeed be all those electronics, but because your brain and the subconscious has gotten into this pattern, just putting them away and not doing it anymore is not necessarily going to work. So the hypnotism, in theory, what happens is it works with the subconscious to kind of rework it or reroute it so it doesn't happen again. So we shall see.
I haven't been sleeping a lot lately.
Well, maybe you should come then. You do have to come on both sessions. And again, it's June 20th and June 29th, the end of the month. And it's $30, and you simply give us a call and pre-register. The dates for some of these, I will let you know, have gone by. This one happens to be a pre-register by June 13th. But the sooner you call, obviously, the better. And we would greatly appreciate people attending, because I think it'll be a really interesting program. She had one on May 17th with a few folks on relaxation.
Oh, wow.
And the people that went to it that I spoke to said that she was phenomenal. So I'm hoping that people join us. And the last thing that I wanted to let people know is we do, if anyone did not know already, we do have Robin Kelly, who is our cemetery director. She is now residing with us on the Council on Aging side. And so if you come in and you have any questions about a plot, or perhaps you've already prepaid something, or anything to do with the cemetery department, she is right next to Will Remillard, who is our veterans agent. And their offices are next to each other, which is next to the outreach department. So please come and welcome her and say hello. And if you have any questions, certainly you can give her a call. Her number is in the newsletter as well. So I think that's finally it. It's a mouthful enough.
Well, we'd like to remind everybody about June 13th, Robert Kennedy. So try and decide to come and show up, because that should be a good event. And he had a very short life, but an interesting one, and he had a big family, and I think many of them are around, and several are in politics. So you may hear more on the Robert Kennedy family.
The last thing I forgot to tell you that I want to remind people, we have actually had, not necessarily here in Harwich, but here in Massachusetts for sure, some fines given to people. If you can believe this, it's a little sick. People who are disabled have parking placards, and they have a small photograph. We have a picture in our newsletter on the second to last page of what they look like, and they have to be received by the Registry of Motor Vehicles Medical Affairs Division. And so if Paul were my dad and he had a disabled placard and Paul passed away, I can't take Paul's placard and put it in my car because now I have a hip that's bothering me and start using it. It's illegal to do that, and it's a $500 citation
wow.
and a 30-day license suspension. It can
That's a lot.
actually, yeah, and it can actually become a revocation if it's abused. But believe it or not, they have had, the reason we have it in the newsletter is the Medical Affairs Division sent it to us and said that they've had a problem with a number of people using deceased disabled placards.
Wow.
So if you happen to see one of those and it's really, really old and it doesn't have a photo on it, urge the person that you see it with to get a new one, because they are supposed to now. The requirement is that the placard has the wheelchair symbol and it's supposed to have their photograph on it. The old ones didn't. So they're trying to crack down on that. As sad a state of affairs as that is, that we need to crack down on people with disabled placards. So if you see those and they don't have a photo, please let the person know that there are new ones. And if there is anything we can do to try and help people to get one, we can help put you in touch with the Registry of Motor Vehicles Medical Affairs Division.
And what was the other thing I was going to talk about? The very first thing that you mentioned.
The women's breakfast?
No, was that it?
Or the up?
The up, yes, yeah.
What's up?
What's up? Yeah, that's a good.
I thought that was a clever name.
Program, and there's only a couple people who've signed up for that too, and that's going to be 2 sessions.
3 actually. It's
3
June
sessions.
19th, the 26th, and July 10th at 10:15.
So if you want to know what's up, and that's please join the group. So far, there's only 2, but Barbara Ann needs several more in order to make this a event.
A go, yeah.
A go.
Well, thank you very much for tuning in, as usual, and thank you, Paul, for being with me.
Not at all, Barbara Ann. Thank you for your insightful commentary.